Well, alrighty then. I would be very surprised if Meek is worth a slot in Hella discard. I would be kind of surprised if Meek is worth a slot in most places, but we'll try a few. Not being able to control where your stats end up at is a non-zero downside. Sarah plus Forge is interesting. Doc Ock is lovely into Necrotia, because it means he doesn't die to... means he doesn't die to, Shang, but also means he misses the Skaar bonus. It's a little sad. That's interesting. Okay, so this means they're probably cooking, which means I'm gonna gamble Forge into Dr. Octopus here, I think. On them not having Shang-Chi. Bethany, thank you for the 50 months. I appreciate the Hawaii 5-0. Welcome back. JLP, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Hey, thank you for the 4 months, Dark Zombie. Welcome back. They're playing Surfer, maybe? That's not a bad read once we see the magic. Definitely Surfer. Okay, so if they're Surfer, this is probably the Dakid shard, right? I think I just Sarah here, and then we just spew a bunch in the middle of the last turn, right? I actually probably want to avoid Gladiator. So they're at 24 here, and I'm only going to 26 if I play this here, so I think we just play for the middle. So let's do it the other way. Let's go Gladiator into you, into you, into you. Wow! Their last two cards are Surfer Killmonger. Holy. Killmonger is what I honestly... I was thinking about Killmonger killing their thing, but I wasn't thinking about it making us smaller here. So they're a little bit weaker here than I otherwise anticipated. Even if they would have had Killmonger here, though, they would have needed Killmonger, Nova, and Surfer, right? Hey, thanks for the almost 5 years. JVT, welcome back. Hey, thanks, Jason. Good morning, good morning. Took a few months break. What is the new reset / patch time? So no patch today. We'll have an OTA on Thursday. The cards release in about 3 hours from now. A little over 3 hours. Did you already play Meek today? Just got here. Meek hasn't released yet, gamers. Rollover is in 3 hours. Tuesdays, 1 o'clock Central, 11 PST. Do I snap at this point? I would snap at this point. Oh, this would eat the werewolf though, right? Which is not good. Spread like this. I'll put the limbo scam on the table. Okay, so what do we think of leaving Limbo and then Doc-ocking the Warrior Falls? I think I'm into it. And then FYI, they have no cards in hand and no cards in deck. Victory. Dr. Octopus is just such an incredibly rude card under the right circumstances. There's so many spots like this where you look at it, you're like, this is gonna just absolutely crush this game. This remains my favorite Skaar deck by a good margin. I'm gonna play this just in case we peel the gladiator, I think. Hey, Gempo Kid, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. Wolf bounce deck with Valk. I would be incredibly surprised if Valkyrie is a good playable Marvel Step card. I'm gonna play Werewolf here because I want to Doc Ock whichever path is mostly open next turn. And I know that's not this one, so I want to Doc Ock one of these two. Ewok, thank you for the 45 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh my god, we forced a Sentry into play. Why is this card so good? Why is it so good, chat? We're gonna get to queue up a free Skaar for the second game in a row. Because they don't run Shang is the answer. You have armor if you want to be able to Doc Ock decks that have Shang. Also, Doc Ocking decks that have Shang isn't always bad. Oh yeah, I should definitely be snapping. Sorry, I'm in my own head, just like figuring out all the sweet things we get to do. Sensei J said, thank you for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Them just retreating then? Like that's gonna be 3 to 10 and I'm done.
Victory.
Shag's technically morbid. If I shag the middle werewolf jump so that I'm not playing for all three. Andrew. Only 3 more days to enjoy this amazing metagame. That's true. Get your enjoyment while you can. Replacement for Gladiator. The closest thing you could play to replace Gladiator is like Rescue or Jessica Jones, but they are both a good bit worse. Take set Jazz, thank you for the quarter of year. You need 3 more hours until Meek. Yes. The Meek shall inherit the Marvel Snapchat. That is what the stream title says. A stream title would never lie to you. Yields up. die. 0 under the armor here. I do not expect Meek to be a particularly playable Marvel Step card. There is no update today. OTA Thursday. You can always go into my chat and type !OTA to see the next scheduled OTA and patch changes. Well, I was going to Doc Ock them, but we have priority here, so I'm hoping to draw Gladiator so we can Shadow King them. Skaar works too, thanks to Titan being here, so let's do this and this. Yeah, I snapped them already. Yeah, I'm surprised to hear someone say there aren't any upcoming cards they're really looking forward to. I think the February and March cards look significantly better than December and January were. December especially was a pretty mediocre month. In January's got 2 misses as well. Time's lucky.
Victory.
Tiago, thank you for the 10 months of Prime. Appreciate that. Yeah, unironically, Beta Ray Bill might be one of the best releases in January. I think he's gonna be a pretty solid card, but yeah, I think he has potential. Yeah, December needed Firestar, I agree. It was a pretty big letdown that she got pulled out of the schedule. Yeah, February's got a bunch of bangers, and I agree with that. Snap Nico into draw cards in this house. Do what happened to Firestar? She was never in any official announcements. She was just data mined and then pulled before she released, so no, we don't really have any info on it, on what happened there. I'm not going to have priority going into 3, so this armor is a little bit less good, but I think I want to draw my cards. Someone said they removed Firestar to prevent technical problems. Yeah, that's purely speculation. I think I'm just doing this to play on curve. Compile and conquer! Thank you for the entire year. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I think Grandmaster will be good. Grandmaster has some potential, yeah, that's fair. I get to play a Tuba here, and then I get to go Doc Ock next turn into Skaar Shang-Chi the following turn. Potentially pull a Carnage or a Deathlock down on top of their Venom here. Dankset Jays, thank you for the quarter view, by the way. Welcome back. Appreciate that. That's definitely going here. The question is, am I moving anything to New York? And am I scarring? And where am I scarring?
Opponent snapped.
They want to play for all of it. They only have one card in hand, right? This is why we moved the 0 over, so we beat the Deathlock here after reaching them. This is another spot where Doc Ock was just super impressive, right? Like it took agency away from our opponent and set us up so we could knock them down. It took away their ability to shuffle more with New York, and then obviously he also contributed to making our Skaar cost just 2. I don't know, like, I feel like Skaar got a lot of shit when he released, but I feel like he's probably a pretty solid Marvel Snap card. Like, he's really consistently a 2-11 or 4-11 and occasionally a 0-11 in this deck. Why is your Doc Ock an MVP and mine's a Shang Magnet? Because I understand when my opponent could have Shang and how to sequence around that. He's a card that also only gets better with more releases. Yeah, that's a good take, as we get more things that incidentally enable him. I think it's tough to replace Gladiator in this deck, chat, for people that are asking. The basic idea behind building this deck is that Forge or Nico +2 into Gladiator gives you a 3/10, and there just isn't another 3/10. It's just the TLDR. He's also a 3-cost that's sometimes a 3/10 that helps grow Werewolf as well. Like another sequence you'll do a lot with this deck is Zabu on 2, Werewolf on 3, and then Forge Gladiator gives you a 10 power Gladiator, 8 power Wolf on 4, and then you play Doc Ock or a Tuma on 5, and then your Skaar is free on 6. So I think there's a number of decks you could just kind of replace Gladiator in because he just represents big stats, but because in this particular deck he represents big stats to discount Skaar, it's really just kind of tough. You can kind of replace him with like Jessica Jones or Rescue because those are things you can forge up to 10 plus as well, but you can't forge them up to 10 plus on curve. Those ones do at least let you go Zabu into Werewolf into Forge Jones on 4 though. It's like it's okay there, but you'll be worse off in a number of other spots. All right, gamers, it's about that time. Let's tap our ad break. We're gonna see if we can pick up a second Infinity ticket with this one. It's gotten us one before. Let's see if it can strike twice. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. YouTube gamers, there are over 200 of you watching so far this morning, but only 41 like button pressers. Can we pump those rookie numbers up? Find the button. Thor is kind of a 3/10 that works with Werewolf. The problem is you just can't draw a hammer with any consistency, K9. So you can't count on it being a 310 for Skaar going into turn 6. Thoughts on Hulkbuster versus Taskmaster in the opponent's destroy deck? I would play Taskmaster in the opponent's deck. I would cut either Wolverine or Hulkbuster for Taskmaster. Honestly, it might be Wolverine. Hulkbuster's pretty good with Deadpool. Morning, Larcy. And then, because we have the weekly rollover later today, we're going to wait to collect our missions so we can complete that weekly a little faster. 3 more wins with Skaar in our deck. Do that the next 3 hours, I'd wager. Bucky's definitely disappeared from Destroy. Wolverine is pretty common. I think he's next on the chopping block, but as of right now, more Destroy decks are playing Wolverine than not. So someone on the YouTube side asked, Jeff, have you thought about revisiting your Spotlight Economy video now that we get 4 to 5 new cards this season? Would it change the result of your opinion on the system for newer players? So, here's the thing. Them releasing more cards doesn't make the existing system worse. The raw number of cards you're getting from the system is still the same as before. And even with additional cards releasing, the new system is still better than the previous system. One thing that I feel like enough people don't talk about when they try and torpedo the Spotlight system or make the previous system out to be better is that under the previous system, every single new card released directly into Series 5. When 1 to 2 new card releases every single month, now release directly into Series 4. And with the return of cards dropping series every few months again now, I would be the new system. What's the best way to put it? I know that people who are free to play think they should get every single card without spending $1 on Marvel Snap White when it releases. And I disagree with that. And you could feel free to disagree with that and go play Runeterra that nobody else wants to play because they give you every card for free. I just like that's... Giving every player arbitrarily every card for free is a big part of why Runeterra is unsuccessful. I will also put out there that Second Dinner has shared one of the reasons why they're increasing their release cycle is because the existing economy in Marvel Snap is getting lots of players to a point where they are effectively collection complete. What do I mean by effectively collection complete? I mean that many players are acquiring all the game pieces they actually want. So they're adding game pieces at a slightly higher rate because they're seeing players either 1, get completely collection complete, or 2, get enough game pieces that they're now starting to hoard resources again because none of the game pieces that they're missing are ones that they care about. Yeah, their collections are missing things like Howard the Duck and Kang and Hercules, cards Celine, cards that are like, technically they're a hole in their collection, but in actuality they're not a card that they're really gonna play with. How much do you need to spend to guarantee every card that you want? The math is super muddy, and that's intentional. Before they added 1 additional card per month, assuming the absolute worst luck you could have on average, it would take like 50-ish USD per month to get every single card right on release day. Gas Hat! Thank you for the start of a second year. Good to have you around again. Gavin the Thief! Appreciate the 3/4 of a year. I have a full breakdown. I have a full breakdown of my thoughts on upcoming Spotlight caches in February and March here. Went up on the YouTube channel yesterday. I think this is one of my favorite / funniest complaints I hear is, unironically, people complain that Spotlight caches are bad because they have 2 of the 3 cards in every upcoming Spotlight cache. Like, just complete, full removal, lack of self-awareness. This system is bad because it's now increased my collection to the point where I have most of the relevant cards. It's just like, do you get it? Like, do you understand what you're complaining about? But that's the thing. It's not even a whale problem. There are people that are decidedly not whales whose collections are getting to that point. On Quantum Realm with Mirror Dimension, I'm actually going to make this a fact-finding mission. I'm just going to see what cards they're playing, and I'm going to retreat for 1 this game. Arslan, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I would argue it's not feeling bad because you have 2 of the 3 cards, but it's feeling bad because it feels like a waste of valuable resources. Yeah, but that comes back to the exact same fucking point of why they moved to the Spotlight cache system. Players feeling like they're wasting Spotlights to only open for 1 card is players optimizing the fun out of the system for themselves. And that's exactly what happened in the old system. In the old system, you just had players who it was never optimal to spend collector's tokens on anything that wasn't exactly high evolutionary and new big bad. So everybody just sat there and never fucking opened new cards because it never was technically optimal to open on those weeks. So even the, okay, this feels bad because you're telling me to do something that's not optimal, that was also true of the old system. This is not a new problem. It's funny, our opponent's playing like a low series deck here, and Scorpion is just unironically really fucking good against our deck. Yeah, there's no collection level base matchmaking. There's almost no collection level and MMR base matchmaking in gold. Well, that's fucking brutal. Yikes.
Opponent snapped.
Am I staying here? I feel like I can't.
Escaped.
I think it's fair and reasonable to be like, I wish I could get more stuff even if it functionally doesn't work out that way, and I disagree with that take. But I think a lot of the... I think basically every take I've heard talking about with rose-tinted glasses how the previous Marvel Snap system was better than Spotlight caches is just like usually missing a key piece of logic and reasoning. Unironically, I think I want to turn this into cards. I think the first time you open a Spotlight cache, it should always give you the new card. If they gave you the new card the first time you open a Spotlight cache guaranteed, you would literally get every single new card right on release spending $0. Which again, I get that that type of attitude is popular and people like just want that to be a thing that happens, but I promise you that their goal is to make it so that's not a thing that happens. Here's a logically inconsistent thing that players don't get. You cannot simultaneously have every game piece immediately on release for free and also have meaningful prizes to play for later on. And that's a thing a lot of people really just don't seem to get. Players both want to get every game piece the moment it releases, but they also like to complain when they can't get they can't play for meaningful prizes later on. Okay, and then obviously I need to shag them before they can shuffle on the New York. I want to armor my friends here.
Wakanda forever.
It's actually kind of unfortunate to do Shadow King. I come from an MMO background where I programmed to think if I spend a set of X dollars in a month, I can have access to the full game, and I wish that was something reasonable I could work here too. See, I actually think that your mindset from an MMO is interesting, because as someone who's played MMOs, you don't just spend X dollars in an MMO per month to get access to the full game. You spend money, and then you also have to do a fuck ton of tedious, grindy chores to really have access to the full game after spending the money. Crimson Mitten, thank you for the tier 1. Like MMOs literally don't give you an option to pay to skip the tedium. Generally speaking. Maybe there's some niche MMO I'm not thinking of that's not like that. But generally speaking, there's a lot of tedium MMOs where you're paying with your time. Dibbles, thank you for the 39 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I only buy the monthly subscription, and I'm currently missing Galactus, Mirage, Gladiator, and Hercules. That's it. Yes! I get that there's a bunch of people that are super inefficient with their resource with Spotlight caches and spew constantly, but the number of people I've talked to who like optimize their resource usage and they're missing less than half a dozen cards only buying the season pass is not a small number. It is a very, very common experience these days. The opponent is a low series player, gamers. They're new.
Wakanda forever!
They shang me here, I go to 16, so I'm still significantly above them. Yeah, I'm gonna lose to something like a Hulk on the left and feel dumb. Like just a shang.
Are ye worthy? Wakanda forever!
No, I did that. Odin makes sense in their upper range. I didn't count it, but if we counted it, we would have. You're subbed, but you still can't chat. That doesn't look to be the case. Also, FYI, you can chat without a subscription on the Twitch side if you use your channel points.
Opponent snapped.
Having the strangest sense of deja vu. I think Space Third actually favors us. I don't think they have a single card that's bigger than our stuff there, so I'm gonna stay for the stat. Algin Storm, thank you for the 14 months. Like this! Exactly. Maybe they Zola Panther. Yeah, potentially. Zola could be their last one. I feel like Wong's more likely to be their last one. We'll see. Narrator. Wong was the last one.
Wakanda forever!
Woo! I'm gonna pass here, and I'm gonna Doc Ock on 5. I'm gonna Doc Ock on 5, and then I have Shadow King, Skaar, Nico on the last turn, potentially. The Dino made me do a double take. It's from Agent 13. We could get shagged out of this game.
Are ye worthy?
We win, right? Order for armor points. Chat, there's only 2 spots here. If I armor before either of these, I don't get to Shadow King or Skaar here. I lose one of them.